Hello, Will Perry here. Welcome to another daily conversation, keeping the conversation alive. So thank you for joining me. Do subscribe if you haven't, or check out the other videos. So, is this the next big fad? Is this just a fad that will go away? And what makes this the best solution for our current climate? So, fads come and go, don't they? They like pew pew. Whether it be a fashion or a particular diet or an exercise, fads come and go. And I've just come back from a really interesting vegan event. So, is veganism a fad? Like a popular fads make it popular. There's always an underlying vegan tree hugger thing, or vegetarian. They're vegetarian. But fads, when they really explode, and what we're seeing is so much is changing at the moment in terms and towards veganism. It's almost like a fad. You'll see so much on social media on it. So the supermarket shelves are changing. If you go in and see plant-based is an actual thing now. It wasn't a thing before. You've got gluten-free things, but now it's like plant-based, and it's like the vegan options are just exploding, and I mean exploding. Like every week it's exploding, and I've seen some stats. I haven't bothered to get them out now. You can go and search them out yourself, but the percentage of the increase of that is just exponential in terms of supermarkets capitalizing on the fad, the movement towards being vegan and offering vegan substitutions. Now, I'm not saying processed vegan food is like the best, but if you're a vegan, or if you're thinking about transitioning to being a vegan, that makes it a lot more accessible when you've got all these different alternatives at your fingertips. So is this a fad? Well, we'll have to wait and see. How can you tell whether something's a fad or whether it's here to stay? Certainly all the indications are here that here at the moment that it's definitely a fad, and it's exploding into our supermarkets, exploding onto social media, exploding in terms of documentaries and information. Who will say that we won't find out that currant buns are the best way forward in 10 years or something, or Big Macs are actually the way forward. Other burgers do exist, but for the moment everything is supporting this move, this shift towards veganism, and that it isn't a fad. So I've just come back from Vegan Camp Out, and it's a real eye-opener in terms of diversity. There was some real diversity there in terms of the people going. It puts a smile on my face, from kind of old timers to new people to partners coming along and having a look and being dipped into this world of veganism, to people feeling at home. Lots of the gay, lesbian community there, I noticed. Some real partiers, normal people, whatever normal is. I was there. I was, and just a real diversity of people. And what I think that was really, both interesting and party people as well, interesting and challenging, eye-opening. I'll tell you more in a sec. But and party people, it's a festival at the end of the day. Vegan Camp Out, if you've heard about it, complete. All the vendors and everything vegan, as you can imagine. Everything's vegan, which is awesome. Though there were awesome queues to every single vendor. So that was a challenge, but no, it wasn't a challenge. It was great to see. And party people, there was tons of music going on, and grime and drum and bass, and folk, and all sorts, everything in between. So real diversity, really reflected there, which was just awesome. So the food side was there. Real eye-opener. I'm not such a foodie, but the thing that really interested me was the mind and body aspect of it, in particular one panel discussion about how food impacts on mental, and on, obviously, I think the impact on physical health is more widely known, but the impact on mental health, with some mental health professionals there, was just awesome. And again, really eye-opening, and I think very much and very well received by the large audience there that partook in that discussion, because we are in that kind of fad, that growing fad, and the information, the connection between vegan and just people that eat well, and or you can have processed food that isn't quite so good for you. You can do that, but the healthy kind of vegan options with the impact that it has on your body, the impact on physical body, the impact it has on your mental well-being, and get the bigger picture, the impact that it has, the positive impact that it has on our planet, because we are heading for disaster. I did a video about Gen Z, Gen Z, and what a mess they're facing, and how depression is the highest in 14-year-olds that it's ever been, and that depression in Gen Z is highest it's ever been. And they're facing a world of not knowing what the future is, literally, because they think the world will end. Because we're all predicting, the world dying, the oceans dying, the global warming basically killing the planet. And it's not like 10 years ago I was hearing about this, and it was like, and I was reflecting with a lady at the actually one of my clients at Vegan Campout, and thank you, Heidi, for introducing me to Vegan Campout. She suggested it, and Heidi was saying that going back quite a few years ago, Armageddon, the world's going to end. You used to see people on sandwich boards, sort of shouting this from the weirdo on the corner of the street, and maybe Nostradamus the book, that this date the world will end. It didn't, nutter. This date the world will end, didn't, nutter. So but now, like, we've got dates, and it's like, oh crap. The world could end, the oceans could die. That if we continue to go on this way. Anyway, I'm not here to preach, but I kind of am. But the world is in a mess. Gen Z, the generation between 16 and 22 at the minute, they are facing the reality of the situation. It's going to have a massive impact on them. But if it doesn't have a massive impact on you, why? Why not? Apathy, I get apathy. Burying your head in the sand, I get burying your head in the sand. But if you're open and able to see what's going on, you probably want to take action. Maybe you don't know, but we need to change our decisions, change our actions now to be able to literally save the planet. And that's quite a cool thing. What do you do this weekend? I saved the planet. But it was only that easy. So it's all of us taking action, or the majority of us taking action, or certainly more than are currently taking action to change. But so few of us are doing that at the minute. So we need it to be a fad. We need this area to explode, because, as is well documented in many of the programs out there, and there's in our group, there's we've got building up a little library resource of some really cool programs to go and find out about this stuff. But the governments are kind of looking after the governments and their own issues. I'm thinking, you're agreeing with this, and you're seeing this a lot, especially in the last 18 months with COVID. Charities are kind of tied to industries, or the government limitations that are placed upon the industries, and often funded by the industries that they're kind of not meant to be representing or supporting, which is only really well hidden. Again, which many of the documentaries illustrate, which is so cool. And being vegan is pushed towards, that's the sustainable option. Sustainability is a huge, huge, huge issue. And veganism, everything seems to point towards veganism. That's why it's becoming such a fad. Is it just a fad that's going to go away? I don't think so. But as I said, current buns could be the thing of the future. McDonald's could be the thing of the future. But for now, the future pins on being vegan. Or at least eating less. But for me, and many of the documentaries I've seen, saying eating less doesn't solve the problem. Eating less meat, eating less fish doesn't solve the problem, because they're still going to be out there on a mass scale, plundering the oceans and mass scale farming, which destroys the earth. So reduction doesn't seem to help. But that's an extreme, if you want, measure. But maybe we need extremes, since we're facing the doomsday prophecy of the end of the earth, literally. So it's quite an interesting time, is it not, to be responsible. So in terms of education, you need to educate yourself. If you're going to see this stuff, you need to really see this stuff. So you need to educate yourself on these issues. And there's tons of stuff I don't know, but if there's stuff you don't know and you want to have a look at our library and think, yeah, I know all this, then please come and add stuff to it. Come and say, Will, message me, say this. I'll go, Christ, there's a lot out there, and I'll catch up. But if we're ahead of you, then it's like, great. Come and engage in the conversation as well. But don't get stuck. Because many people, and in fact, the next video I'll do tomorrow is about, you know, when we get stuck, and that's where I specialize. When we feel stuck, feel unable to do that. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't be consistent enough. I can't do that. Who am I to do? You know, that's when we get stuck, and we need to mobilize. We need to be the ones that are taking action rather than waiting for the charities or the governments to change, because they ain't gonna. So, because how long has this been building? How long have the people been banging on the doors to say, you know, global warming and blah, 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 blah is a big issue. We need to change now. How long has it taken? Too long. So we need to be the people moving and changing. We need to be the movers and shakers on this stuff. So educate yourself. If you feel stuck, that's perfectly normal. 80% of us do. And tomorrow I'll say more about what happens when we get stuck. But my invitation to you, and I'm going to finish this now. Where am I? 10 minutes. Right. Thank you if you got this far. So invitation to you is to explore animal cruelty. You know, the two bases behind or main thrusts of veganism: animal cruelty and sustainability. Animal cruelty, I think, is an obvious one, but you know what we often do is don't look at it, we ignore it, and that's normal, you know. But once you see this stuff, and when you're ready, dive into the videos, which are gruesome and horrible. And I did that because once you see, you can't not see, and it's like, right, okay, thank you. I now know, because I was avoiding it, burying my head in the sand before. So once we do, you know, take our head out of the sand and see that stuff, it's pretty gruesome, and you can make a valid choice. The second one, sustainability. You know, because of agriculture, because of food fishing, but because of the fish industry and the way it's operating now, has been allowed to operate, then it's just plundering and destroying the oceans. The animal agricultural world is just, on the scale of it, is just destroying the earth, literally destroying it. It's not sustainable. You know, the dairy industry is just awful in terms of animal exploitation and cruelty. So it's not sustainable. None of that is sustainable. So once you look into this stuff, you know, it's a real eye opener, and that's what I want to help you with. But also the bit where we get stuck, where it's like, oh, I can't play a role in this. Who am I? You know, I'm too small. You're not, and that's what I want to address. So, you know, come join the group, see the library of stuff that we've got, links and stuff to not our stuff, but stuff that's out there, because it's like sometimes you don't know where to look. So come here. And give us feedback on it as well. And by all means, take the test. I always finish with this one. Come and take the test, because it keeps me on track. Come and take the test to see whether you are one of these people that's stuck, and I was for so many years. And I didn't realise, how come people weren't talking about that? That's why I've taken this thing on of talking fast, but of taking this on, because people didn't see it. I didn't see it, and I was in the world of professional development. How could I not see this issue, and why wasn't it talked about in professional development? It's starting to be talked about now. So that's what I've taken on as myself as my passion in life now. This is my purpose. That's the word I'm looking for. So come and take the test if you haven't already, to see whether this is an issue for you, this whole stuckness, which is called self-esteem. Low self-esteem. So please come and get engaged in the conversation. Many thanks. Have an awesome rest of your day, and 30 minutes. Whew. Speak to you soon. Loves you, boy. Bye-bye.